5 people miraculously survived a plane crash in the endless desert. The wreckage of the fuselage was smoking, and the scorching air hissed with the heat of the debris. Shocked and bloodied, they stared at the destruction, unable to believe they had survived. The desert, like a vast and merciless sea of sand, stretched out around them, its daytime heat unbearable. Their water supplies were dwindling rapidly, and thoughts of how they could survive grew increasingly grim. When night finally draped the desert with its cool blanket, they, desperately trying to hold on to hope, began searching for a way to safety. Their path intersected with unknown dangers. Quicksand tried to swallow them, and the nighttime sounds, creaks and rustles, made them flinch. The sky above them was studded with stars, but their cold light could not warm their bodies or souls. Suddenly, amid the darkness, silhouettes began to appear on the horizon, first vague, then more distinct. The outline of a vast city, with towering buildings and shimmering lights, emerged like a mirage. It was a city that seemed both mesmerizing and frightening. A gentle, almost imperceptible breeze blew, bringing with it a sense of mounting tension. Leaving behind the charred remains of the plane, they hurried toward this unusual city, hoping to find salvation there. When they reached the city gates, a chilling sight greeted them. The streets were deserted, and the buildings were covered in a layer of dust, as if long abandoned. However, the lights in the windows flickered, and a distant hum, like echoes of invisible celebrations, could be heard. The atmosphere was both alluring and ominous, like a forgotten nightmare. They entered one of the buildings to shelter from the night's cold. Inside were vast halls with torn rugs and broken furniture, but what struck them the most was the sense that someone had been there recently. Objects scattered on the floor seemed too new for the abandoned city. Books, photographs, toys. The feeling of an intrusive gaze and the echoes of strange whispers grew stronger as dawn approached. The city began to slowly disappear. At first, there were faint signs. The lights dimmed, the buildings became blurred. Suddenly, as if under the effect of some ancient spell, the city began to dissolve into the air. The 5 survivors felt as though the ground was vanishing beneath their feet, and the sand once again became the only element of their reality. Their eyes filled with terror, and in that moment, they realized that their salvation was an illusion. The city vanished, taking the people with it. The desert swallowed everything again, leaving only silence behind. The mystery of the ghost city remained hidden beneath the sands, and the 5 who had found it were forever lost in the sea of sand, leaving only a distant echo of horror that no traveler could recount.